Hi there, good morning everyone. This is Liz Davis. I am a nutritionist and I specialise in digestive health for busy women. So I help busy women fix their reflux issues, painful digestion, IBS, bloating, and so on, any kind of related hormone issues, menopause, perimenopause, chronic fatigue, and so on. And I do all this with state-of-the-art gut testing, usually hormone testing, and dietary and lifestyle upgrades to bring things back into balance for you. So a major part of any strategy that I use normally involves a certain degree of supplementation, depending on what the issue is. But supplements are, of course, a controversial issue. Some people think they are worth their weight in gold, and some people think they just give you expensive wee. So which is it? So I'll just go through a few scenarios where you may want to think about using supplements and which sort of supplements to look out for, and some practical information. So basically, I think if you feel really good, if your digestion feels good, you've got bags of energy, you're sleeping really well, you're not under any stress, your diet is on point, then you probably, a supplement isn't going to be that necessary for you. But if you're not checking all those boxes, then it might definitely be something to consider. Particularly if you have gut problems, then there's a few reasons why I would be wanting to consider some supplementation. So first up, if you have been on anything like the FODMAP diet, the Candida diet, any of those very restrictive diets, you probably are going to be low in nutrients, particularly if you've been doing it for a long time. So again, it's going to be worth you supplementing just to top up your nutrient levels. A good quality multivitamin and mineral would be very beneficial for you. That's not considering actually fixing the underlying issue. That's a completely different thing, and of course you will need to have supplements for doing that. But if you're still experimenting and trying different diets and things, then I would definitely get a multi on board for that reason. Next up, if you do have gut problems, it could be you're not producing enough stomach acid, you may be not producing enough enzymes. So if you're not producing these things properly, then you're not going to be digesting your food and absorbing your food and nutrients optimally. So that is always going to be compromised. Again, you may have inflammation going on through your gut, which compromises absorption. You may not have adequate levels of bacteria, and again, this can be compromising absorption as well. So there's lots of different factors going on here. So you may want to consider taking a multivitamin, for example, to help you, just to get more nutrients on board and get your levels up a little bit. So some other things to consider. If you're going through a lot of stress, is definitely advisable to be supplementing, particularly things like B vitamins, because they will get used up in your stress response. If you're pregnant, there's a very good reason to supplement as well, because your body is using up such a lot more nutrients. And if you're perimenopausal or anything like that, your body's under increasing pressure, stress, then you may want to be looking at an appropriate perimenopause supplement support, some stress support, for example. So those are just a few examples of where life changes may lead you to need to supplement a bit more. In addition to that, we need to consider that the quality of our food just isn't where it was a few decades ago. So if our soils are depleted, they're intensively farmed, they just haven't got the nutrient levels that they have had in the past. So even if you're eating a really good diet, seemingly on the surface, then it could just be that your food has been grown in soils that are suboptimal. It's probably been stored for a long time, it's been shipped maybe halfway around the world. All these things all kind of converge together and just create foods that are just not as nutrient rich as they have been in the past. So all these things are worth taking into consideration. So you could be eating a perfect diet, but if you're not absorbing properly, or your foods just aren't, the quality just isn't there, then through no fault of our own, of course, then it may be worth just topping things up with a supplement. Again, if you're someone who doesn't like eating fish, and that's a lot of people, I know a lot of people don't like eating fish, particularly oily fish, then it's going to be really important to supplement with an omega-3 fish oil or a vegan version, what have you, just to make sure that you are getting adequate amounts of omega-3 going on, because it's really important nutrient. Your body can't make it, you need to be getting it from somewhere. Also, during the winter, if you've tested your vitamin D levels and they're low, then definitely a supplement with vitamin D3 and K2 would be good. Or if you've got any other indicator that your vitamin D may be low. So all these different scenarios are just examples of when we may need to supplement. So no, they don't always just give you expensive wheat. If they're justified, then absolutely you would benefit from taking them. And anyway, if you take them and you're feeling better for taking them, then that's a good sign that you needed them in the first place. But do watch out for quality brands, avoid supermarket brands, and you should be okay. All right, I hope you found that helpful, and if you did, do like and share, and I shall see you next time. Okay, bye.